I'm Lisa from Gemini Styling, and today I'm going to share with you how to create a voluminous high ponytail with added Dutch tail braids. I'm going to take you step by step and show you how to create this style. Firstly, starting with how to attach the clip-in hair extensions into the hair prior to styling. Right, so this is my mannequin head ready. So I've brushed her hair through, all ready to start applying the hair extensions. I'm using Cliphair's Remy Royale double drawn selection. So these, I'm just going to show you one of the pieces. There we go. So this is got the silicone on the top there. So as you can see, it's really flexible and it sits nice and tight to the scalp because it's a lot finer than the stitched extension. So that's I'm going to actually show you when we put this up into a ponytail. So this is going to go into this direction. So what we need to do is we need to apply these extensions in the direction you want the hair to travel in. So for example, I want the hair to go up. So I'm going to apply the extensions in the opposite way we normally would apply them. So I'm going to apply them at this angle, coming upwards. So it's just so if you was to apply them in the normal way you would if you was wearing your hair down, you're going to be working against that extension. You're going to be pulling it in the opposite direction. It's going to make it bulky and it's going to be really uncomfortable for the client. And that's why I like these silicone top, because it makes them very discreet. But I will show you that once they're applied. I will show you how nice and sort of neat it sits next to the scalp. Right, so I've just made a small section across the back there. So I'm ready to apply the first extension. So what I generally do is measure between each side and make sure you've got the extension the right measurement. So otherwise it can, if you've got one that's too wide, it's going to show down the side here. So we always have to be mindful about getting the correct size for in the right part of the head, just to make sure that it doesn't overlap the hairline. So like for example, that's fine. I've got plenty of room either side to attach that. So I'm just going to do a little bit of back combing. I'm going to just bring her a bit closer so I can show you how. So this is going to go in the opposite direction, so we're going to pop it at this angle. So as you can see, the direction that extension is going in, but when I pull this up together, you can see how neat it sits around the neck there. Right, so I'm now going to add the second piece. So there again, a little bit of back combing on each side. I'm going to use the same width piece here as well. So there we go, we've got the second piece there going in the same angle. Brush it very gently. Obviously you don't want to pull the extensions out once you've added them to the hair, so I always like to brush it really gently through. I'm just going to turn her sideways and you can see how neat that sits there. You can't even see them extensions. It just gives you, it's so much more discreet at the scalp. So, and you can see that's going in the direction that I want it to go in. Right, so we're now to the next section. So this is just above the top of the ear. So from one side right round to the other side. So that's a lot wider section. So we can get one of the This is the wider one, which has like a clip in the middle as well. So there again, you need to measure just to double check. And then I'm just going to back comb. What I usually do is clip in the middle, use the middle clip first, so you know that is actually the centre. So that's there, so I'm going to clip that one in the centre, and then this one comes around here. Go. That way you know it is central. Okay. Right, so this is the last section at the back. So this is just below the crown. So I'm just going to place this one in. And then I'm just going to place a couple of smaller ones at each side. I usually place this just a little bit further back from the actual hairline, because you don't want to, if you have it too close here, you will see the joint of the extension. So always take it a little bit further back from the hairline. So you can see that where that's placed there, it's a little bit further back. And then when you take this hair out, it will overlap it so you can't see that join, okay? And then repeat on the other side. So she has the full set of extensions in there now. Okay, so we're now going to start with starting to put the style together. Right, so I'm actually using some of Cliphair's dry shampoo. So this is just to give it put a little bit extra texture on the hair and give me a little bit of root lift. So this is what I'm going to be using. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to create some height at this crown, just so we've got a nice bit of volume. So now I've added some of that dry shampoo in there, it's just giving it a little bit of texture. I'm just going to do a little bit back combing, and then we're going to pin that in place. So just a few Kirby grips just to secure this in place. Right, so we're going to start with a ponytail. So we're actually going to put in two separate ponytails. So I've just separated the side sections. So that's for the braid, so we're not going to be bringing that back, it's just the back section. So we're going to do one ponytail, sort of take about half the amount of hair here between the crown and the nape. So just going to brush the hair gently. So we're just going to tie the hair. Now you can use just a normal hair elastic. This is a tie wrap, which I find easier because you don't have to keep putting the hair through to make the ponytail. And then we just pop a clip in there just to secure it. So then with the lower section, we're going to do exactly the same. Okay, so we have the two ponytails. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the lower ponytail up through the top ponytail. Right, so this is a tool I'm using. You can buy a cheaper version, something similar to this on eBay. So it's just to try and thread the ponytail through. So we start with, we put this loop around the lower ponytail. So we just loop the hair through like that. And then this goes, it's like a needle. Just think of, if you're sewing, we're just literally going to pull that lower ponytail up above the top ponytail. Okay, like so. Right, okay, so I've just tightened that ponytail up a little bit, and you can start to see this voluminous ponytail has started to take shape. So we're going to move on to the sides now and start putting in the Dutch tail braid. Right, so I've just left a few tendrils at the front just to give a little bit of softness, and I'm just going to start with the Dutch tail braid. I don't need to go right down, so I'm going to stop about here and just use a tiny, one of them little tiny elastics. And that's going to come over that ponytail. I'm just going to just pull it a little bit, just to make it a little bit chunkier. Right, to add a little bit extra volume into the ponytail, what I do is just do a little bit of back combing and add a little bit of texture powder. So I've got quite a wide comb here, wide tooth comb, that just gives us, just so we can put a little bit of back combing in it, it's not too tight. Sprinkle a little bit of texture powder on. Just makes such a difference with the clipping hair extension. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial, and also that I feel that hope you've learned something. Even just applying the extensions in the correct direction you want your hair to go in, even if you're just going to put it in a high ponytail, just put it in at that angle, it will just sit so much nicer, and you'll certainly notice the benefit.